In the name of God Almighty, in fact, I prepared my speech in English, but I think that the dialogue and the presentation is done in Arabic, hence I will be speaking in Arabic language in order to be within the context. Thank you for the invitation of the Social Fund, and thanking to the UNDP for organizing and preparing this important event. And its timing is very crucial regarding what's happening in the Arab region. We are in the Social Fund, and also its timing. It's very important for what's happening in the Social Fund for development, and regarding the changes at the level of the fund or at the level of the region or at the level of the state. The concept of the social accountability, and I think that we agreed on the translation, the interpretation of social accountability for the social accountability in a changing region. In fact, social accountability for us is briefed as follows. The change that's happened in Egypt is summarized in a very simple story. Please allow me. I came from a meeting done by the Prime Minister with the Minister of Oil and the Minister of Industries to discuss establishing petrochemicals agencies and cooperatives, and we were talking about the importance of such cooperatives, and we discussed the areas where these will be established and how to take the outcome of petrochemicals and oil and gas, and to establish projects regarding these products, and where we will be working, in which government rates. What is the role of the social fund is to fund these small enterprises, and the Prime Minister said that in general what will identify and have the final talk is the society and collective dialogue, which should be done in the three governorates. The dialogue was whether to establish projects regarding plastic or else, and he raised this opportunity, and he said, when you conducted such feasibility study, he asked, have you conducted what is so-called a community study? And hence we were about the mineral wealth minister, and that they conducted the studies regarding having ports and harbors, and the request from the big factories regarding these products, but we didn't talk with the people. And this point was raised, and we finalized the meeting, and this is very expressive regarding the change in the Arab region, particularly Egypt, that we should have what is so-called a community dialogue, and that we should talk to people, and what will be the mechanisms, and let people decide how they want to start and to initiate and to have a voice in these issues. In fact, this speech was very much related to what we are talking about today. We are talking about social accountability. We are talking about governments who realize that they cannot work on its own, and that it should in fact participate all local communities. We in the Social Fund, we are about to initiate a program which is the highly intensive labor project, where we got a fund from the World Bank with $200 million and a fund from the European Union around 100 million US pounds. We are talking about $300 million regarding implementing projects in the local societies, which is enabling youth to have job opportunities in the labor-intensive projects in the different governorates, and also in restoring schools, in building public buildings, in transforming waste, in other projects. These small enterprises will be implemented through the local private sector, and by employing young people in these governorates, one of its major components would be social accountability and a dialogue, and we were seeking certain means and instruments in order to be well educated. We are in fact accustomed on supply side and that the state enterprises are monitoring other institutions. We have donor bodies and monitoring and following up bodies, but in fact we do not know what is so-called following up and monitoring from the society, and to have what is so-called social accountability. In fact, we while talking with each other and discussing this, we discovered that we don't have any sort of experience regarding this issue, and we consider that when we held a meeting in a village to study the needs of the village or to discuss the local or the municipality council discuss this is just a social accountability. But when we scrutineered and we look upon other experiences and expertise worldwide, we found out that social accountability is in need to have an in-depth understanding and to establish mechanisms for implementation, and also to know what are the barriers and the impediments that is obstructing us from implementing such concept. We found out while discussing this issue, it's not enough to work with the governor or the local municipalities or the other entities. It was very important to realize that we have the civil society, which is represented in the NGOs. When we talked with the NGOs, we found out the NGOs are not accustomed to such a pattern. So even the NGOs who are in fact engaged in the social accountability do not understand such concept or such terminology. Hence, it was very important to include the component of social accountability as a challenge. It is a journey all of us will be learning, us and the civil society and NGOs, how to effectivate and activate such important components in the program. And we were very much keen to make sure that our selection and choice of these issues is on top priority of the concern of the society and the community. For those who will, for the small entrepreneurs, will be in fact committed to fulfill the conditions stipulated in the contracts, and that the local society will be choosing and selecting the projects and for the usage of such a project. In fact, we as much as we can start this dialogue early and to select it early. I can envisage that we will have bridges of trust will be built between us and the local society. When we talk about this component, we found out that the governors and local communities and municipalities, we find out different. What do you mean? What are the risks that we will be subjected to when you have a hearing session at the level of the village, and then you found out that what the village is demanding is different from what you are providing. Hence, we go through a dilemma and a problematic issue regarding the funding and the designing of the program and the components regarding the restoration of schools, and what if they need a hospital and we do not have the funding for building and establishing hospitals. Hence, it's very important to differentiate in the social accountability. We in fact go through dialogues, clear and transparent dialogue, to explain our abilities, capacities, and funding abilities, and to raise the alternatives, and then they will be able to monitor the implementation process. Hence, if we will not able to fulfill all the requirements of the local society, whether regarding the funding of the program or the designing of the program, how they will be following up the work of the program. We stipulated that the entrepreneur should employ the people of the village and those who are under the age of 29. Hence, should we declare about the job opportunities, and we agreed to declare it locally and on the website as well. After declaring these job opportunities, how we will be able to guarantee how we will have a recourse and a mechanism for complaints, and this also is another problem that should be discussed and studied. Even if we employ these people from the village people, how can we guarantee to preserve the work in this project, and how the society will feel that it is the owner of this project? I think that this is the journey where we should be well educated and well informed, whether regarding the implementation and the ownership of the project. Whenever we will achieve a success, we will have what is so-called the social accountability. Another important point is to have an access for information transparently and frankly and candidly and without having any sort of fear, and to have the availability of the information in different languages so that the local society will be able to understand, and also the role of the media and social accountability while we are in the phase of transformation and transition. And I think that this period of transformation that the Arab region is going through is very, in fact, significant and very crucial and important. Hence, we should be discussing the components of development and the importance of developmental projects and on development issues that are ambiguous and that they do not know all the dimensions regarding unemployment and the employment of labor and how to employ these labors. This is a different components and the role of each and every institution of the government. As long as we are able to in fact have a transparent relation with the media, I envisage that we will be able to achieve success. Hence we set a program to exchange information and to build the bridges with the media, and through this we'll be able to achieve success. Also another problem was building trust with the society and to in fact enable ourselves to accept criticism and to put people's considerations and opinion into consideration and how to solve the problems that are facing us. In fact, sometimes that disclosure, and sometimes we face some problems regarding the designing or having funding. I sometimes envisage that through this we can gain the sympathy of the society and also to benefit from technology and information revolution. This, in fact, is one of the major elements which represent a big revolution, will enable us to implement social accountability if we have real and sincere intention through the institutions. This technology revolution will help us significantly. And as I do believe that developing our websites in order to be participatory and effective so that people will be able through this website to know about their requests and why the requests were in fact denied or rejected, and at the same time through this website will be in fact enabling regarding the information and the data regarding the process and the implementation of the projects regarding the sex or the gender and the project, the name of entrepreneur or the contractor. And I think as much as the citizens will have access to this information and data, they will be able to give us a feedback, even using the mobile to send the messages for the clients and those who are dealing with us, and to inform them about giving them information and data regarding the project, and with the telecommunication companies to inform them regarding a project. Hence the information technology revolution, and with developing the labor force and to be integrated in development issues and to be a partner in development issues with understanding, a good understanding with social accountability and the mechanisms at the level of the institutions. I think these are components will guarantee to achieve a success in this issue. The program that I've been talking about will be launched at the beginning of January. And we want to look upon all these different programs and different experiences regarding the other countries of the region, and also our collaboration with the UNDP enables us to have an access to the information of the other countries. And we have other entities. We have SOTNA with the Egyptian institution which established a toolkit regarding social accountability. 10 associations will be trained on such, and of course as much as we have social civil societies, and as much as we are able to train a number of public employers, in fact this will be able to achieve a success regarding this project, and these will be the factors and the tools through which we can guarantee success. As for the challenges that are facing us are the tools, which is the communication, building trust bridges, in an area, in a region where you have a lot of skeptics and doubts, and we have a long history and a package of history of relations, which in fact we have skepticism and doubt regarding dealing with the civil society and the government. Hence, as long as we are more open to the civil society and extend our hands to be a part, a parcel, and to be a partner, I think that we achieve success. We are lucky in the Arab region, as we have a big number of young people who are well educated and concerned with the technology, information technology. We'll be able to communicate them. This is a new journey, and in fact we need to be well educated, and we are serious to take steps and significant steps in order for the sustainability of such developmental projects. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.